Hey, what's going on? It's your boy JoeThunder back once again with another episode of the Smoking JoeThunder podcast. Shout out to Be Good Dispensaries, our official sponsor. They're over there on 11 West Hampden. And if you're up north, they're on 120th across the highway from Boondocks. Shout out to the homie Elvis. He's here with us, rolling up, you know what I'm saying? But we got a dope podcast for you today, man. We got lyricists in the building, you know what I mean? He's definitely on the top of the most lyrical cats out there.
Man.
Killah. They call him Killah Priest.
Man.
Wu Tang affiliate.
What's good, my brother?
Chilling, bro. How you doing?
Man, I'm having a good time, man. Just got into town.
How you like it, man? Like a little more slow pace?
Every time I come out, man, it's nice. I just love the mountains and the sky. I love the nature part.
Oh, yeah. You say you don't smoke weed no more, though. You had to give it up.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know how long, how long.
How long it'll last?
Yeah. But
hey, but how long have you not smoked?
Maybe like 3 years.
Okay, damn.
Yeah, COVID, when everybody's supposed to have started.
Bro, COVID, my shit went from here to like a year.
I went the opposite. I started geting more busy and work.
Then we started doing the podcast, and it jumped another 25%. We just smoked. Man,
yeah. More weed.
Hey, being this is your first time here, man, kind of let them know a little bit about you, kind of where you started, where you grew up, you know.
Yeah, man. Killah Priest, my genesis begins in Brooklyn with the GZA, and then we had a group. He actually used to write with me and stuff like that. And then he told me about his cousin, and then boom, Wu Tang was born with the Staten Island. Started, got down. RZA loved me, and
kind of start plugging you in, right?
Yeah, start plugging me in from there. He developed another group called Gravediggers, put me down with that.
Shit.
Then I developed a group called Sons of Man at the same time. And then it was all a part of the same family.
All the same network, right?
Yeah.
How'd you actually meet GZA?
He lived around the corner from me.
Okay.
Yeah, lived around the corner from me. This is
it
way back. This
side?
is before rap. This is before we doing anything. You know, he was
just kids on the block, just kicking it, right?
Yeah.
Playing high and go seek.
Yeah, he was older than me, and he took a liking to me because I was about knowledge and stuff, and he was a 5%er. Right. But I would listen. I would just listen. I just like listening to people. Knowledge. Yeah, I like soaking up stuff. I get that from my uncle. My uncle used to be. They said he was crazy. And so, but it used to spark my interest because he was always, I was always curious when my uncle started talking about the Bible and blaming his wife for leaving him. He just had stories and stuff.
Stories for days.
He called his wife the devil, and I was like, damn, why you say that? But he really said it. He said she was like, had beady eyes. And
he like broke it down.
Meant it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I was say, what kind of made you grasp knowledge at such an early age? Was it just the stories, like you're saying?
Yeah, babe. A lot of stories, and my mother used to ask me the same thing. Yeah, I used to like. I don't know. I guess I like listening a lot. I just like I found it intriguing to sponge up as much stuff that I could because it's such a big world.
Right, especially where you're coming from, man. I mean, you're like in the golden era of hip hop growing up. You know what I mean? I mean, you got probably mad people around you, people coming and going type shit.
Yeah. I was like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I was never the first, but I was always because my moms I had to go down south and I missed a couple of parts. And so when I came back, me and my nephew, I had to choose a name, and everybody else had these dope names and things like that. So I had to choose a name. So my first name was Walter the Water of Love. That's my first name.
Walter the Water of Love, huh? You trying to give these women your love or what? Is that what it was?
And that was a rap. I was trying to rap hardcore too with the name Water of Love.
Hardcore with the Water of Love. Hold on, that's like fucking.
I might put out an album called "The Return to Walter the Water of Love."
How'd you finally come up with the name Killah Priest?
Through RZA and 60 Sec and Gravediggers. When I wanted something very haunting. Very crazy because we was doing the whole
the Killah shit.
Horror,
right?
yeah, horrorcore. And so I wanted a name that'd be something crazy. But I was always trying to kick righteousness in it to keep it like RZA said, blood sucked the poor that sucked us, or pores would dig up the mind of the mentally dead.
I was gonna ask you, man, in your opinion, what kind of influence is RZA on hip hop, man?
Who?
RZA.
RZA is a lot of he broke the mold because he had a plan, and he brought in a bunch of, the first time that happened, a bunch of artists
Like almost super
that was
group
solo,
video,
super
right?
group. He came in with a real super group, and it was structured, but to the public, unstructured. We just had a numerous amount of studio time, and it was beautiful.
Hey, did you have any music that was lost in the flood when the studio flooded?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Oh, man. Is that a
the
soft
original
spot?
Bible. That hurt so bad. Word. And I had to redo it.
And it never comes out the same, though.
Nah, man.
It's not like the first time, bro. I know what you're talking about. I try to record shit over and over, and it's just, you end up keeping
it's just like, the beat was different. I mean, I was like, Fourth, what's that part? My. He can't find it.
Man.
Hurts, man. It hurts.
Did you lose like a lot of music, like a whole album?
Nah, not a whole album, but I lost songs. I lost music that was a part of certain songs. I guess he lost that. Yeah, lost a couple things.
Man,
Yeah.
how did y'all? Was it hard getting motivated to kind of start all over when that happened?
No, because it was just it was the music that was already there, but to re-record it, yes, yeah, I didn't have the same feeling. Like if you told me to do it over again, and I'm already used to that, the pressure was on me, so I'm gonna be a little bit more stiff. I'm gonna be not, with expectations. It's not gonna feel as so. Look, y'all, the Bible that everyone likes, it's not even the original one.
Oh shit!
How about that?
Yeah, that's wild.
That's like the second or third version.
Yeah, I get that from Priest. So the first one was like the beat was even chunkier, and it was just like a flow. The first one wasn't even on that beat, so it was just a rhyme, and I would just do the first verse, and then GZA said he would put it on his album, if I do another verse and make it into a song, because that Bible was just a rhyme.
Okay. Was it
Then
something that you
Solomon
just
said,
perfected?
"Yo." Why don't you do the basic? I was like, oh, yeah.
Hey, what was the first track they put you on? As far as the Wu Tang?
Let me see. Right off top.
Was it the Bobby Digital?
It would be something that I probably wouldn't. Let me see. First track. That's a good question. Oh, man. Hold on. Let me think about it. As far as with all the group.
Nah, just like the first kind of like, you know what I mean? Whether it was like RZA
Oh,
or
it was Diary of a Madman.
Okay.
It was Gravediggers.
Okay.
So I worked kind of backwards because even when I jumped on that, it was just something I didn't really know what. I'll be honest, I didn't really know what I was doing in the studio.
Right.
So when RZA said, "Yo," just because I was used to rhyming.
Just freestyle
on the sideline.
As long as you can.
Yeah, we all in the studio, but I was just rhyming on the studio. So when he said, "Get in the booth," he said, "Yo, Priest, this is you." Matter of fact, it was Shabazz Disciple that came and got me. And I was like, oh, man, this is what I got. 1,000 doors to choose. I just said it. And I was a big fan of Method Man, so I tried to, if you look, here's an Easter egg, I tried to rhyme like Method Man on that track.
And how did you kind of get into hip-hop or rap music? At the
My
very
nephew.
beginning?
I catered that to my nephew and to my block. It was like, they was like, we separated. My nephew was he was.
What was he bumping?
Rakim and
all
that stuff. And he would come back, and so when I got into Rakim and Eric B, he would come back and go, take my tape and threw it down. Said, Rakim's done. I said, why? He said, I got this guy, Big Daddy Kane. And I go, what? Puts it in. And it blew me away, man. I was like, who's this dude?
Right.
You know what I mean? It was like, here I am, R-A-W. Once I heard that, I was floored, man. I was like, damn. And he lived up the block.
I was going to say, were there any other like famous rappers that made it that kind of were in your neighborhood or on your block?
Yeah, Kane, Jay-Z, Biggie, all of them. So, but I was older than Biggie. So, but it was Jay-Z and Jazzo. So they would come through my block. It was like a mecca. So to get to Dr. York, this is a strange guy. You know what I mean? I want to say that for all the Dr. York fans. His name was Iman Issa. He had a studio, and they would go to his studio. So I would go to the studio with GZA and we would record. And shout out to my man, Barry B.
What was GZA's first name?
The Genius.
That he
Justice, a large, huh?
Then he had like an album. He had like a single where he's like all GQ'd out.
The Genius.
Okay. Heck yeah.
That's the name he went by.
And was he older than you or younger?
He's older than me.
He's older. It was like what? How many years?
Like 5.
So like the freshman kind of senior type thing.
Yeah. So I wouldn't dare. Before I started, I wouldn't dare even rhyme with GZA back then. Like I wouldn't, because I just took my time. So it took me a long time to rhyme.
You're trying to perfect it.
Yeah, I was into myself, and I would not speak. I would just go in my house, and I would tell my nephew, and he was like, "Yo, that's all right." So when I started feeling, it's not until I got away when I came back and I finally kicked the rhyme to GZA, and he was like, "Let me hear another one." And I said, "Oh, okay, I'm on this song." Yeah.
You're definitely like kind of well polished by the time you kind of spit something for him, right?
Oh yeah,
you wanted to make
yeah.
sure, like, because
Yeah.
I mean, you're around elite company, right?
My man Westford, I was into the pro black, and so a lot of the skills I was doing, like I had this one, Black is Beautiful, Black is Beautiful, is suitable. Remind your own mind is nice and suitable. As the color of your skin remain the same, and it's gain the bane, powerful to your name. So get back. You know, it was rhyming like that. That was a part. But I started thinking like, well, you know what? I can say anything I want. It's kind of crazy because I always thought outside the box. I said, if we rhyming back here, but I didn't want to break any rules.
Right.
And I was like, nah, I can't. I gotta stay right here. But you know, until I got a little older, that's a start experience.
How would you like describe your style once you kind of got everything going?
Passion. It was me. It was just passion. My style was, like I said, I'll take you. It was very it's complicated.
Right.
yeah, it's complicated, but you understand it. You understand it.
Once you break it down and really,
I was serious. I was very serious. I would not lose if it was a battle. It's like that would mean death for me. I was like, oh man, so that developed my character.
Were you a battle rapper?
Yeah, I was. I started out definitely. Yeah, I started out.
And you like battling?
Yeah, I liked it. It was intense. It was intense when we first started, and then just like once I get into it, man.
Once you get in the groove, it's on, man. It's just like Formula One.
But I didn't freestyle. I wrote all my rhymes. So I used to write all my rhymes, memorize them, and then later on you get a little lazy, you can just do it. And I don't memorize it as much, but I write in the studio though.
You have any crazy ciphers with the Wu?
Yeah, definitely. A lot. So I would, after shows, I would go outside like a weirdo, and I would wait for rappers to come because they would just always come around. Then you look over here, here's a cipher. And then and you see all these dudes, man, and we met a lot of guys through a lot of MCs now today. I would say Immortal Technique, people like that, like great MCs, Big Pun, just great MCs.
Ras Kass.
Ras Kass, Cannabis.
Cats with bars.
Yeah, cats with bars.
What do you think about cats nowadays, bro? Like, I mean, there's still cats with bars, but I mean, there's a lot of baloney. You know what I mean?
It's more about harmony now. If you listen to somebody,
the Drake shit.
Yeah, it's all about harmony. It was like it's Method Man and it's Method Man, Busta Rhymes, and Dirty escalated 2.0. So it's like it was hard to do what they did now. Right. I mean, back then, but they could skip all over them now. It's like. It's like, damn, how's Method Man flowing like that? I came to bring, but now it's like the kids now, the MCs, they can flow like that all day long. They got Dre, they bouncing. So
many different like styles.
Yeah, it's more feeling.
Hey, what was it like being around Dirty? Because, like you said, when you listen, like I think somebody was telling me like they were playing like "Oh Dirty Bastard" back in the day, and their uncle walked in. And he's like, "This is what you're listening to." Like, people don't get it. You know what I mean? Like,
Dirty Osiris was, me and him was probably one of the closest. You know what I mean? So he would always come because he wanted to sign me. He was the Dirty Bastard, so he did that. He didn't want GZA to have me. So he's like, "Yo, man, Dirty was so crazy, man. He was just smart in his own way, but he was a classic, definitely a classic." Shout out to his son, Boss Shaw.
He was just here just not too long ago, like a couple days ago. Trying to get the podcast, like, you know what I mean? And just didn't work. But it seems like he's been in Denver like a lot. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
I was telling someone like him and Chris Rios need to start a group.
Okay. Yeah,
ODB
yeah.
Lil Pun, you know what I mean? And,
Oh, you got son is nice too, though.
yeah, you know what I mean? A lot of these,
My
a
sons,
lot of people
yeah.
don't know. Do you rap?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I do. I got a little son.
What do you go by? Or tell me your Instagram real quick, man, so they can check out
yeah.
your music.
Yo, my name is on Instagram. Roll Noah D Solo. You know what I mean? If you know One Piece, that's how you spell it. You know what I mean? Roll Noah D Solo. I go by Solo Gems. That's my artist name. My name is Solomon. Check me out.
Definitely gonna have to check. I didn't even know, bro. Like
Yeah,
shit.
he's on my
Is he gonna
last-
perform with you tonight or what? Or you guys
I
got
don't-
any music together?
That's well,
Y'all
yeah,
working on it.
Yeah, we did songs together. He's on my last. He's on my last album. He's on the album The Offering. My album The Offering with Nas.
You got an album with Nas?
Well,
Right.
he's on my album.
Yeah, I was like, because you know how a lot of cats do that nowadays. That's actually the shit to do, bro.
Yeah.
You could, you know who had the genius that really kind of took it next level is Burner.
Who?
Burner, the
Oh,
weed
the
guy,
Afrobeats?
the cookies guy.
Uh,
You know what I'm talking about? You know
Yeah,
what I'm talking
yeah.
about? He started Cookies, Burner. He got albums with Snoop, Young Dolph, like everyone.
go.
He,
There you go.
you know, like Cookies is like the supreme of weed, and he.
Oh
really,
yeah, cookies.
He
Yeah,
really
yeah,
blew the fuck up on that. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
I mean?
Shout out, yeah. Shout
And
out.
he probably would go to Snoop and be like, "I give you like 0.0% of my brand to do an album, and that's still going to be millions and millions of dollars, and you got to go a whole album with Snoop." You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
You got albums with Young Dolph, Be Real,
right.
Mozzie. I mean, it's crazy, bro. This one got music for days. You know what I mean?
Big up. Yeah.
Yep. Hey, I was gonna ask you throughout your career, were there any kind of times that you wanted to stop rapping? Like, was there everything kind of like shit was going wrong, or have you guys kind of remained positive throughout everything?
You know what? Shoot. No, I always after Geffen, after being on a major label, I kind of like set a vengeance. After being on MCA, Geffen and MCA, I started saying when I started, I left them. I never got dropped, never. So I was always militant. So after this guy named Louis Lombard explained to me that we make a little bit for what they make. You know, we get advance and everything. I went on a tier like, F that. They're not doing me like that. They're not using me like that. And I kind of like always, I love hip hop, man. I always made a comeback, like use something for a stepping stone to, I never compromised myself.
Right.
And I always use things and.
You're always climbing the mountain.
Yeah, exactly. So I would know. I never felt defeated enough to want to quit.
What's the pluses about being on a label?
That's because
and
of
what's the
football.
negatives about
sorry.
being on a label? 'Cause you said you left, right?
Yeah, it's because it's a machine. The plus is it's a machine. You get everything. It's a smoke and mirror. You get everything, but then again, you have to have your team working with you. That's for you. Pluses is it's a machine.
Right.
The con is that you get you're a product. You're not, you don't have creative control, even though they say they will. You want creative control. It's nothing like your own. You want creative control. You want to control your own thing. You want your own label.
Yeah. You just want to be able to fart when you want to fart. And
Yeah.
You do whatever you want to do, and not have
yeah.
someone backdoor you. Or I mean, I'm sure that shit happens all the time. Oh yeah, we'll make that the single before you know it.
Yeah.
Some other bullshit comes on. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they hire these. Yeah, because you know, they hired some cats that don't know that's into your music. They might be into somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But they listen to you because it's a job.
Right.
They got to be for you. So when you're doing your own thing, you know your team, you know what you want, and you know
it's more organic.
Yeah.
And it's people that really fuck with your music and not just someone there collecting a check. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean?
That's right. Do your own things, y'all.
I was going to ask you, what did you think about that top 50 or top 100? Like,
Who
who are these people that even did this shit? You know what I mean? Like,
Thank you. Yeah, like let me do the top 10 country.
yeah.
See if they get mad at me.
I think you would have to, if you did a top 50, you would have to break it down into 50 categories. Like
Yeah.
best MC, best lyricist, you know what I mean? Best
You can have
trio,
Susie
you
working
know.
up there. Oh man, look at he's fly. Let's make him. A bar is not. I have a brand new car. It's not a bar. I just rolled the. Ooh, that's a dope bar.
Right.
And I got the Rolly. You heard what he said? We didn't go crazy over what you got. A bar is when you put words together that mean something, and the whole thing you draw it together means something. You know.
What made you start barring up?
Just I push myself, self will. I learned from the elders, which is Rakim, and I think it was a spurt, and Kane, Coogee Rap, and KRS-One.
Oh, the classic, bro.
I'm a combined of all of that, and Chuck D, and then there's always somebody I want to say that I don't get to say a lot. Slick Rick, because when I say when somebody asks me, I'm always bring up their name, and I can't remember. I always forget it. Go ahead.
And you said your favorite MC is Slick Rick, right?
It's my best favorite
Storyteller.
MC ever is Slick Rick.
I have to agree with that, man. He's in my top 5.
Yeah, he's great. I love his voice.
His swagger,
the swagger, the stories. I got a story to tell. I went crazy.
The original storyteller, huh?
Yeah, the Bronx.
Do you have a favorite Slick Rick song?
Oh, Hey Young World.
I have to go with Mona
Yep.
Lisa, man. Once he gets on that
Yeah.
middle part and he starts
Yeah.
talking that shit, it's like next level.
I like all of it. I can't even break it down. Like that's the only record that I listen to straight through, and maybe Brand Nubian. That
Brand
first
Nubian is hard.
Brand
bro.
Nubian
Yeah.
first album, I said, man, these guys are beautiful, man. It was like a knockout, like a coming back from a Slick Rick. For me, my personal love for hip hop.
I know some people. We were just talking about this the other day. Like some people really don't realize how much classic hip hop songs or rap songs Sadat X is on, bro. Like he's on some
Wild Cowboy.
classic 50 MCs.
Yeah.
Frankie Cutlass, fucking Tony Touch. All you know what I
Yeah.
mean. 60 Minutes.
Classic voice.
Whew.
It's the God, piece of the God. And he lived around my way too.
That's dope. Hey, did you ever fuck with Guru? He's like one of my top 5 too, bro.
Yeah,
Guru
a lot of good
Pun.
times. Yeah, me and Guru, man, R.I.P. He's a good friend of mine. And we did a lot of crazy, fun stuff, man. He was a lot of drinking.
Yeah, he loved to drink the Heinekens.
No, he was Hennessy.
Hennessy.
A lot of Heinekens, I guess, when he was around. But when we was at the club, and I got a funny story about it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Guru, man. Well, he was drinking one night and he got drunk and he wanted to fight. So he he clearly didn't know it was me, but he was looking right at me and he was just like, oh, after they already held him and brought him out. So I was going in and they was already holding him. His legs, he had no legs. I go, yo, Guru, man, you all right? He goes, F you, mother effer.
He didn't know it was you though, right?
Yeah, he looked me in the eyes. He didn't really know. He cocked back his hand like this. He swung, and he like missed me. Like this is like all because he swung like a drum. Like, I'm here.
Yeah.
He swung here. Like he would just hit this, and he fell down.
Oh, it's just
And I
like
helped
so
him
much
up.
momentum that he just kind of took himself
I helped
off
him
his feet.
up. Right? He goes, get off of me. Get off of me. Me and the bouncer put him in the car. He sobered up. I sat with him. He sobered up, and it was kind of hilarious. Yeah. R.I.P. to him.
Sounds like he used to get down, man. You know what I mean?
Nah, that was a drunk rage.
What about the tunnel? You got any tunnel stories?
Yeah, wow. Who does it? Crazy, man.
Was
a
it
wild,
like
wild place?
Like I hear it went down there. Like they would make you take off your boots, looking for fucking.
There's a lot of fights. It was what was crazy was the unisex bathrooms. When I walked in there, somebody was having. It was just crazy. It was this guy and girl bathroom.
Right.
Everybody go to the same bathroom. It was crazy. That was crazy. That was unique, but that was so New York because having
Probably
us.
never see that anywhere else besides
Yeah,
New
Studio
York. Like
54,
maybe
yeah.
nowadays, but back then, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was the flyest part. That was so crazy. You go to the bathroom, girls are in it, guys, it's just crazy.
Like on Belly.
Yeah, that's where they probably got the idea from.
You know what I'm saying?
They made that after the tunnel because Nas was in it and DMX, and they definitely was in the tunnel.
Do you have a favorite rap movie?
Crush Groove,
Hell yeah.
a Wild Style, yeah.
Crush Groove is my
Well,
shit.
yeah.
Buffy, you know what I mean? When he's all fucking eating, when he like makes some
Yeah,
cake
like,
for his like fucking lunch. He's
love
ironing
those
his
movies.
shoestrings and shit.
Yes.
I remember those fucking shoestrings, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. We're the same age, bro. So
Yeah.
British Knights. I remember when fucking Fila's first came out. Like,
Yeah.
oh shit. You
Yeah,
know what I
Feli's.
mean?
Feli's
Like-
was the best looking sneaker to me.
Right?
That's the dopest sneakers.
And those jumpsuits, man, those shits were fucking $800-900. They weren't like the Adidas suits. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My dream was, it was. My dream was to have an all white Adidas suit with the blue stripes, dark blue, with a do rag. That was with white on white. That was just my dream, and a gold chain.
Hell
I
yeah.
used to draw myself like that.
Hey, another group that you became a part of was the Four Horsemen. How did that happen, man? Because there's some cats with bars right there. And one thing, like, people don't give Kurupt a lot of credit, man, because they label him as a gangster, but he got bars for days.
Man,
He busses.
he impressed me the most on the album. He went crazy on that because he gave it his 110 each rhyme. So the Horsemen started way back was me, Cannabis, and he brought the idea to me. And me and Raz was on. Raz said that I think Raz really came up with it. Told him, and they told me. And
Raz has always been like a part of like groups like that. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Like little. I don't want to say.
yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that's what got me.
You say Cannabis came to you.
Yeah, he wanted to say, I went, yo, we want to do a group together, man, called the Four Horsemen. It's going to be me, you, Raz, Kurupt. That's it. All right.
Did you think it was possible?
Yeah.
Or
So,
were you
let's
like-
give it a try, man. I respected everybody that was on there, so I was like, oh, man. I never met Kurupt. And then that's when I met Kurupt. We knew of each other, but
Right.
that was
But you
it.
never actually just met him.
Yeah. Then flew out to L.A. and we started working.
You guys like recorded the whole album, right?
Yeah. And we actually did that album in the studio.
That's what I was about to ask. Like, was it people sending in verses, or did y'all all meet up and?
Nah, we was in the studio.
How long was that? Like,
It was
a week or
funny.
two,
Everybody
or-
had their managers. It was one of the funniest ego tripping weird. We don't even have to ego, but it was so funny, man.
It's like a
Everybody had managers in there. We are underground rap group,
Right.
And it was just like, and I think we were the idea behind Slaughterhouse. I think we kind of gave them that ambition.
right. What's your favorite track that y'all put out?
Horseman Talk. Yeah.
Heck yeah. You guys got any plans to kind of do some more, or do you think
Hey,
is
man,
that
I'm always-
it? Is that a rap or?
I'm always open. I mean, Raz will tell you different. Raz will let me know. That's my brother right there. So whatever you want to do, I'm with it.
Hell yeah. How'd you meet Raz?
Me and Raz, we painted the city. We painted the town so many times, and we got the same type of vibe. You know what I mean? We like the same things. And me and Raz met at Geffen, I believe, my label at the time, and I think he was doing something for Dr. Dre. And I was like, yo, I thought that dude was nice. Met him, and that was it. It was cool. We met up at the label. Something. Oh, I got him on the song. But I knew him before that, though.
Who else was like on your label?
Roots.
You ever fuck with them or?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They actually used my video, that concept for You Made Me, or whatever, when everybody was dead. That was mine first. And
Was
we
it one
didn't
of those
shoot.
scenes where you talked about it and it got done like fucking
Yeah,
6
because-
weeks later and you're
yeah.
like, fuck, I should have done that shit.
Yeah, because how we not going to shoot? They were always planning for me to shoot a video for Bible. Notice we never shot a video for Bible. And that was going to be the second single off of GZA's album. That's I was like, wow. So they're going to shoot the video. We have a meeting and everything. I'm like, oh, man, this is crazy. And then the label stagnated, man. It's just crazy. I was like waiting. I was, you're listening to these people, quote unquote, that sit up in high places telling you, dictating to you what's going to happen. And then we're sitting there. And then until you need, somebody to come through and represent, you know,
Right.
so it's like, so.
By the time
never
they
happened.
figured out it's too late.
Yeah, labels closed. Then what you gonna do? Our label just folded. They told me last. I was like, word, for real? Then MCA picked me up I'll give you a good interview right now. But MCA picked me up last. I was like, I didn't get that. So, Don P, shout out to Don P, Foxy Brown. So I was working with Don P at the time, and shout out to Wendy Goldstein. Raz ain't gonna like this. Shout out to Wendy, but Wendy's the one who signed me. Mm-hmm. He couldn't stand. He couldn't stand. Yeah. And so after that, I was like, yo, man, I'm ready to go. And Wendy Day came and talked to me. And I suppose I had, that was it. So I was like, man, I want to do my own label. Shout out to Master P because he was doing that from the get-go. And he did it when I was doing it. So look at that. I started learning. I was like, man. And that's why those album covers like his was looking. Because you have to get your own artists.
You have to get like your own steez. You got to stick out.
Without the internet back then. Imagine that.
Now, I remember being in L.A. at that time, and all the bus stops and all the benches, you would see his albums on. You know what I mean?
Billboards, and you're like, damn, who do we? So I learned a lot.
I've always been about, like, I call that guerrilla marketing, man. Put it in the streets and put it everywhere. And, you know what I mean? People will recognize it, and people start.
And then internet comes, you don't need none of that. No. Now they got AI. So it gets crazy. I don't know.
What do you think of AI? Is it too much?
It's crazy, man. I think it's incredible. It's where we're going. So I'm ready. And it's like, I'm going to utilize it to my best ability.
Are we going to have like an AI song? And what I mean by that is, are we going to have an artist where AI writes the whole song for him?
You already do. They're called ghostwriters.
True that.
Haunted.
Have you ever ghostwritten for anyone? Or you can't say?
I did a lot of writing. I did a lot of stuff.
I
did a lot of writing.
When I think of like big camps like that, I think of like everyone participating. You know what I mean? Is that really what it is? Like everyone's kind of like, even when you hear like the Dr. Dre, like 20 people in there. I mean, people writing, different beats going. You know what I mean? Just the fucking.
Yeah, sword sharpens swords. That's what we say.
Exactly, man.
So we in there. And let me clear this up, and because I love because my man he put it out like I said. I was dissing. It was a friendly diss. When I did Judge Wisely, when I did Fourth Chamber, it wasn't to diss them, but that's what we do. We sharpened each other. So I was like, I judge wisely. Right. There's nothing that I was talking to the room. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing never surprised me. So it's like I take it out on my rap. And I was pretty sure they did too. But they was joking on me. Right. And I was the head of the joke. So I took it out. They kind of pushed me to take it out on my lyrics. And that's how that came.
Hey, sometimes it happens, man. You know what I mean?
And I thought I didn't think it was that strong. Because RZA came in and then I was like, yeah, people like that.
They're obviously noticing or paying attention, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you got a lot of new music going on now, right?
Yes.
Talk about all the new stuff you got on or the stuff you just dropped.
Right now, I got my own label. I got my own podcast. We could take about inch by inch.
Yeah. All that shit.
So I got my own podcast.
I see you looking nice and crispy, bro. I want to say you had like the peach shirt on, right? Like the not the pink Cameron, but the peach.
You know I'll yeah. Thanks, bro. Man. Yeah. People were saying that. Yeah. Sure. So I do. My son Solo Jim. He's co-hosting with me.
Oh, nice.
And shout out to my man AD. He's the engineer. And so we only on 2 times a week. Okay. So I want to go harder. I want to keep going harder, get that Joe Rogan. You know what I mean?
But every day would be nice, bro, but that's just rough.
Day and night. I know, because they control. I heard we'll talk about that later. Yeah, I don't want nobody to control my content, though. So.
Once again, owning your own label, owning your
own. Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, you're right about that. So, I got a podcast. And through the podcast, I do the music. So I got my own label, Proverb Record, still. And I got a group that I'm working on now. They're called Royal Priesthood. Kai Zodiac, Cap Jones, K9, L. A couple of dudes that I'm working with. And producers such as M.O.B. and which is Marka Buddha. And Cover Boy, and my man Voltage, straight up. Voltage is like one of the dopest beat makers.
Where's he from?
He's from L.A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who got better beats, bro, L.A. or New York? Or in between?
LA has better music. New York got better beats. It used to be like that.
You know who I'd like to hear you on a track with? Have you ever heard of Reverie?
Yeah,
She's from LA. She got bars too, bro.
I
For
got.
being gangster.
Yeah, she's dope. Yeah, I did a song with her. Me Kurupt and yeah, we did it for Moon Rocks.
Okay. I know, actually now
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about because I checked out her music and I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Reverie is dope. Yeah.
What do you think of Moon Rocks?
Oh, it's different now.
Some good shit, right?
Yeah. I was a part of that whole beginning. You know what I mean? So shout out to my man Danny.
Yeah, man, that's some that should get you high. Like real high. You know what I'm saying?
Look at that. So I get that because I got to perform, man. I can't.
I
that secondhand smoke.
Yeah. I was going to say, what new music you got coming out, man?
All right, so, man, starting during COVID, I got the Rocket and Nebula. You can get that, and y'all can all get that on my website. So it's KillahPriest.tv, and you can shop there. And I have shirts.
You got a gang of CDs on there. I was checking out last night.
Yeah, I'm even selling teas too. So I'm a tea connoisseur now. And we are teachers. I call myself a teacher. So it's teacher. So chai in China, Chinese or Mandarin, it means tea. So I'm TT. I also got so right now I got an album out right now called Forest of the Happy Ever After. It's everywhere on all platforms. And my new album coming out soon is called Vedic Vic Room.
Do you like a lot of features or not a lot? Do you have a
I don't have no features. I'm not looking for features. I did all of that. It's like I'm just going in. You know, only person that's featured with me is my son, or somebody around close to the clique, because they coming up and they got the future in their whole thing. So it's like they're gonna be taking over. So I'm gonna pass the torch. Like yo, y'all get on this and do this.
And that's what we needed, bro.
I have 2 more sons too.
Nice.
Z-Man, he's been on there on my podcast, and he rhymes too. He's dope. And my oldest son, Rudy Roots.
That's what I'm saying, man. We need to pass the torch and not give up as older cats.
Yeah.
And then the younger cats need to reciprocate that and take it in, and you know what I mean. At the same time, we'll work together, man. Because
that's what we do. We make it. It's to make it better. If we're not making it better or making it greater, you know, we came to make it better than the person that was before us, step on their shoulders to make it better. What are we still doing? Egypt. We got to be better than Egypt. Egypt was great, but we are great. We got to be even greater. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Hey, do you have any knowledge for the youngsters out there nowadays?
Yeah, never compromise your style. Stick to what you're going to do. Put your all into it. Don't give up your power to anyone. That's it. Never compromise. You go for it.
And what he's saying right there is, don't be signing those contracts, or at least make sure you have 2 or 3 people read that shit before you. Not one, not your cousin or your brother.
And stick to what got you there.
Yeah, exactly.
What makes you, and be real, passionate. Never be scared to be more creative.
Oh yeah, man. That's some dope shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh shit, man.
Yeah, man. Shit, so I got to get up out of here, bro. Cause
I know you got a show. You got a show in what about an hour? Yeah, about 11:30.
Yeah.
Gonna be at the Barrrring. I don't know if y'all checked them out, man, but they've had some dope shows lately.
Yeah.
They're having Killah Priest tonight.
Right.
They have Funk Dubious. They had Tash, Elder Sensei, Sadat. The list goes on. Afro shit. We do some cool little shit, man. Hey, give me your social media and
man, come on through, man. And shout out, man. My son Solo Gems, he be doing his
Stizzle.
Yeah, he be like every morning I do a live. And I got to get back to it where I just talk on my IG. He does the same thing. So every morning, plug your thing in. He does every morning. Solo Gems does a live, and he talks about knowledge. He's 27 years old, and for his mind to be where it's at right there is phenomenal. I'm saying this because I'm like, man, I'm impressed.
Real quick with your podcast, what kind of content do you cover, and what are you trying to, you know what I mean?
Okay, I want people to grow, and that's the whole thing, and come up with solutions instead of the question why. We could deal with that, and we could deal with everything. I'm talking about from God to common man to a beggar. So we can go as far as how we want to do it as long as we're trying to educate it and make the world better. We talk about aliens. We talk about anything that you want to talk about. We talk about female relationships, gender relationships, you know.
Everything.
Yeah, everything.
You need to get Ras Kass on.
Everything.
Get Raz on
Hey, he was on there.
Oh, he's
Raz
already
is
been on
one
there?
of the greatest. Yeah,
He
he's
is,
one of the greatest
bro.
speakers.
I could talk to him for fucking hours, bro. He told me 30 minutes. We did like an hour and a half. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the homie too. All the homies that, you know, supported, been on the podcast, all that good shit. So we are out of here. We got to get to this show, man. I definitely appreciate you again.
Yeah.
Gonna have to connect and link some more.
Peace.
Shout out, man. It's your boy JoeThunder. You can find us on all platforms.
Killah Priest Podcraft. Mondays, Wednesdays. Mondays, I'm gonna say it again. Mondays and Wednesdays. Pacific time. Pacific time is 5. Eastern time 8.
There you have it. Check him out. Check out the website, the new music. Check out his son. Check out our podcast. Everything. We everywhere. We out.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.
Peace.